Hi girls and boys, I'm going to show you in this video how to create your thesis statement for your explanatory essay. You've already completed 2 paragraphs, one on Sally and one on Frederick, and now we're going to create the thesis statement which will go before these 2 paragraphs. Now this is the thesis statement question. The thesis statement question that you are answering is, how does Philip Pullman's depiction of Sally and Frederick reveal archetypal heroism in The Ruby and the Smoke? I've underlined the words which you would then use in your thesis statement. So these are the key words which must be repeated in your thesis statement. So I've underlined the name of the author and the name of the characters, and also I've underlined the main topic, and the main topic is archetypal heroism. And I've also underlined the name of the novel, the title of the novel. So all of this underlined information must be in your thesis statement. And we're going to have a look now on how to write a thesis statement. For this, I'm going to write an example thesis statement that is in response to the same question, the question being about how is archetypal heroism revealed, but this one I'm going to focus not on The Ruby and the Smoke. I'm going to use the example of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, right? So different novel, different character, different author, but same topic of archetypal heroism. Okay, so we're going to begin with the first sentence of the thesis statement. And in the first sentence, you want to include the name of the novel. So we're going to begin with in, and before we put a title of a novel, we always put quotation marks, right? And we capitalize each word in the title. So in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and then we're going to put the last quotation marks because that's the end of the title, and then we're going to put a comma right after the title. J.K. Rowling, and that's the author of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. J.K. Rowling depicts, and that's one of our key words from the question. Okay, so we've got depicts Harry, that's the character we're focusing on, as an archetypal hero. And that's one of our other key words from the question. And then we're going to give a reason. So you could write because, but I'm going to use the word as instead of because. Okay, so we could say because he demonstrates, but I'm going to write as he demonstrates, because now we have to give our reasons. So when we write a thesis statement, we have to give the reasons, right, to explain our claim that the character is an archetypal hero. And now we're going to give reasons why. So as he demonstrates, and I'm going to put here 2 of the archetypal heroic traits. Okay, so we're going to have he demonstrates a moral code and courage. And then we're going to put a period. So when you write your thesis statement, you will have the name of the novel inside quotation marks, the name of the author, right, the name of the character that you're focusing on, the key words archetypal hero, And then you want to start giving a reason for why your character is an archetypal hero by identifying the 2 archetypal heroic traits. Just 2. I know that you look at more in your paragraph, but you just need to pick 2. Okay, so we've got this. Now we're going to write a second sentence in the thesis statement, and that will begin with these traits. Now remember, the word traits is a synonym for characteristics or qualities. So these traits are illustrated, and illustrated, guys, is a synonym for depicts. Okay, so these traits are illustrated through Harry's motivation to help others in need. Right? That's one reason why he is an archetypal hero. It connects back to the moral code, right? So one reason he's an archetypal hero is that he has a moral code because he's motivated to help others in need. Right? We're going to give another reason because I put a comma here. Okay, so I put a comma here. And then we're going to write another reason: when seeking truth and justice, comma, right? That's our second reason. It also connects back to the moral code. So he is an archetypal hero because he shows a moral code, because he seeks truth and justice, right? And then we put a comma, and we're going to have our third reason, okay? And when confronting intimidating obstacles. Okay, intimidating obstacles are obstacles that you would feel afraid of, right? That your initial response would be fear, right, and terror. You know, you feel overwhelmed by these obstacles at first. Okay, so that's our third reason. So I want to break it